now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello. If you can't find me, look to the podcast skies. You guys, welcome to the Good Bad Wicked Podcast today. This is a special Wicked podcast theme, although don't be alarmed. If you are waiting for any sort of Wicked spoilers, we are not doing our Wicked recap until the very end of the show, so you guys can be safe.
The whole time we're going to restrain ourselves from being like,
yes,
never mind.
We're going to try really, really hard. But this is the Good Bad Advice Podcast. So we're your hosts. I'm Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we give unsolicited advice to people in the news. Or since it is the week of Thanksgiving, we'll be giving some unsolicited advice to people who may be coming to your dinner table.
Oh,
and I pulled some advice for people who you don't want to have at your dinner table who ended up being there anyway. How to navigate that. I found a little thing. I took a little screenshot. Look, this is actually a little self-helpy.
We're like a self-help podcast.
Yeah, but no, we need help.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're trying to say.
And the premise is we need help.
Yeah, ourselves. Yeah, we're the ones that need help. Self-help. We just get it opposite. Help self. Who's she?
It's a help self podcast.
Yeah, it's a help self podcast. Just learn how to help yourself. Have a good time. Hello. How is your week?
It was so busy.
So busy.
I'm just looking forward to the next few weeks, which I feel like holiday season is good busy. Mm-hmm. It's a good problem to have.
It's a fun problem.
Oh man, I was talking with Traven last night. I'm so my next free day is December 16th.
Yeah.
And then last night
when
I was
is your
looking
work
at my
Christmas party?
December 10th.
Okay.
I was looking at my schedule last night, and I'm like, oh no, I actually have something on the 16th. I'm gonna need to push to the 17th. That's nuts. But
that is
I'm
nuts.
happy.
Yeah, we are kind of in the same boat because Steven starts tour this week.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we've got the Eccles. If you guys are in Salt Lake City area, come and see us at Eccles. Gentry has 4 Christmas shows beginning Friday and Saturday.
They put on a spectacular Christmas
Yeah, I
show.
have 4 looks. Sorry, I want to make this about me.
Great.
The Stevens Gentry Christmas shows a la Chase. Here's the thing. We're basically there the entire day for Friday and Saturday. And it's very, very long. And so I've been slowly collecting looks for the show because I'm always mindful of
a Skims jumpsuit.
Can you imagine? I'm just hey babe, and I'm
You're
just
in the Dolce & Gabbana Skims collab
with the glasses, and somehow I have a weave. It's a full thing. Yeah,
Holding
that'd be a good thing. Also, I didn't get a lot of feedback, so I need to know if people had ever finished our episode last week for our insane take on the monkeys. Because now that we've actually seen Wicked, the bit about funnier. Them the monkey and the worker holding each other, crying, watching Defying Gravity. It's so much funnier now having seen it multiple times.
If you did not finish last week's episode,
go back. Stop wherever you're at right now. You're at minute 3 or whatever.
Go listen to that bit.
It was last 10 minutes are unhinged. They were my favorite. That's why we called the episode Stay to the End. We didn't just need the view. We needed the whole thing. Anyway, but I've been planning looks, and I've got 4 pretty solid ones. Steven's not touring as much this season. There's they're doing multiple shows in a venue. They're pulling a Taylor Swift basically because they're doing night 1, night 2, night 3 sometimes at certain places, or show 1, show 2, show 3, show 4. And so I don't have as many looks, I don't have many opportunities for looks. So I'm using both shows, even though there's 2 shows on a day. One day, multiple looks. Yeah. Why not?
Obsessed.
And we've recovered from Steven's brother got married this week. And so shout out to Daniel and Liv. Steven and I did the luncheon and the reception decor. We did all the luncheon stuff. And by Steven and me, I mean me. In a kind, loving way. Steven was there. He was a great supporting role.
Steven is emotional support.
Steven is support who sometimes can be emotional in the most beautiful way. No, that was just a very exhausting thing. So I feel like I got out of that. And then I've got trial, hearings, mediation, and then Thanksgiving, then the tour. So this week is going to be bananas, but a good bananas, you were saying.
No, the holiday, it can very easily feel overwhelming, but it's okay, I'm going to go to Arizona to spend time with my family. I'm
Yeah, when do you leave?
Tuesday morning.
And you're back?
Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, perfect.
Sunday.
So we'll still have an episode. It'll just be
Yeah,
we'll have to
if we record
late.
late afternoon on Sunday.
Glorious. Yeah, we're going to be here, but with Steven's family.
Oh, fun.
I have a sneeze.
Bless you.
Yeah. See, Wicked's just going to be coming
It's
in.
us.
Bless you.
No, the way that this Friday, yesterday,
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
I just like turned on the Wicked soundtrack on my desk out loud, play. And I'm like, you all have to listen to this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Like, I'm sorry.
I have
I'm going to
listened
indoctrinate
to this
people.
soundtrack multiple times. They've now released the
Official
scene,
soundtrack.
and a scene of them doing "What is this feeling so sudden and new?"
Yeah.
Clue. The choreography. I think that's why, because I think people are learning the choreography for TikTok. So they released that clip.
Got it.
Last night, I'm going to check. Last night, when I had posted it, it had been up for less than like 2 or 3 hours, and it had 11 million views. Let me see how many views this has now. Bum, bum. Yeah, so that one is just now at 13.7 million views.
Okay.
So, okay, get it. But also, in the spirit of we have to finish. Is there any others? We have to do our 3 GBs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I have a couple of good ones.
Honestly, I just have a main one. I didn't consume a lot of content this week because I was so busy. But
Yeah.
I read Untamed by Glennon Doyle.
I love that book.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yes.
I love her so much. It was self-help without being preachy while also being super realistic. Like, she talks about how her ex-husband has a new girlfriend and how she's like weirdly competitive with her and like doesn't want her around. And I'm like,
she's great.
this is so realistic. Anyway, I loved it. If you're looking for something to just like boost you into
Well, and
the
I
new
like
year.
her story about how she meets her wife and
Yeah.
that story and that bravery. And so, yeah, that's a very, very good read.
She's just very honest and like,
Which makes her really relatable and trustworthy in a way.
but
Because
it's not even like toxic positivity. It's
No.
not like be
they're not
happy all the
platitudes.
time.
They're like,
Yes.
it's lived in like, hey, I'm willing to sit with you in the rain's poop storm.
Yeah.
I'll be honest about it being rainy and poopy.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, like, also how we get through it.
Yes,
Which I think is the
exactly.
best kind of help self. We may have to
Yeah.
call the episode
Help
help self.
self.
Okay, I have a couple. One, St. Denis Hospital, the same guy that created, he was the writer on The Office, created Superstore, created American Auto, created
Okay. Yeah,
and they're at a hospital. It has Wendy McClevin. What I think
okay.
I don't know if I'm saying her name
Yeah.
right. Hilarious.
Yeah.
It is such a good. They've had 3 episodes out. I ended up watching the first episode, then thought, oh, this is such a fun episode. Steven will really love this, and so I had to like go back and rewatch them.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, amazing.
Some of the other supporting cast I am familiar with. I just don't know their names. They're
Yeah.
not big enough stars to know their names yet, but I think the show could be successful. I think it'll be better than American Auto,
Yeah.
which I think I don't think the car industry had enough people in it to like get it. Although like I sent St. Denis Hospital to my nurse friends and my
Yeah.
doctor friend to be like, I think this is really funny. So,
Yeah.
and then Alex Cross, which is the David Baldacci adaptation of his
Okay.
series, one of the main characters. And, you know, I've read everything David Baldacci's ever
Yeah.
written. So Alex Cross is a really, really awesome detective in a big number of books, but a huge series of his. It's not like they're just taking the books and making a show out of it. They just took the character from the book and then have him in his own series,
Okay.
which is kind of cool. It's
Is
that's
David
on
Baldacci
Amazon.
writing on it?
I don't know, but
Okay.
I would be surprised if he wasn't.
Okay.
And then Jackle. Jackle is the Eddie Redmayne show on Peacock,
Oh, yes,
where
yes,
he's
yes.
the assassin, and he's trying to be hunted down, and it's really, really good.
Really good?
Yeah, I really like it. Steven
like
and I were
Eddie
watching
Redmayne.
it while I was doing 120
Votives.
not votives, 120 floral arrangements. That's what we ended up going with. That's how many we ended up having. So
That was the choice I ended
it's
up
the
making.
choice I ended up making was like I actually abandoned like 30, so I think it ended up being 90.
Oh,
but 90.
very
90.
casual,
I had to
soft
borrow
90.
Which, by the way, major shout out to Chelsea, her kiddos, Ruby and Lily. I don't know if I should say that. The children, whatever their names are. So grateful for them. And then Marty Johnson came and Megan came and helped.
Aww.
And what I will say about the funny thing about having all of them help is that Megan and Marty were two friends that I adore, that I know would be really good friends. So I tried to keep them apart for a very long time.
Yeah, you do.
But
do
then,
that with your
like,
friends.
when it came time to, like, I need help, and Marty and Megan both have such incredible taste for parties that I was like, I would trust you guys to set up while I was at the temple. And so outside the temple, which, by the way, I have a story about that. Actually, okay, don't let me forget to tell you the temple story after I finish this. But then Megan let me borrow her like delivery van, so I could put all the flowers in the Costco boxes and put it in the delivery van. Anyway, so then I was like, I told them, okay, I don't want you guys to become friends, please. Like, you can't be friends without me. Sure enough, I come out. It like sucks that both of them have dead dads, because then it just was like, how do I compete with that? Do you know what I mean? Like, Jeff, if you could. Just kidding. But there was that thing where
one thing about Chase's friends is we will secretly exchange phone numbers.
Yeah.
At your last birthday party, I exchanged phone numbers with like 4 different people, and
aware.
You don't know.
No, I knew it. I don't know exactly what happened, but I know stuff like that happens.
You did make the mistake of putting us in a group chat after to send us a video.
That's true.
And I was like,
so
save all of these numbers.
All the numbers, yeah. And so they were friends, but I have to tell you about the temple. So we're there. For those of you that aren't familiar, because Stephen and I are in a homosexual relationship, we're not allowed inside the temple. And in Stephen's family, there are 2 other gay couples of his siblings. Like, there's the lesbians and the gays.
They bred them well.
They really did. Something was in that water. Glitter. I don't know. Just kidding. That's a terrible thing to say. For the lesbians, they'd be like, whoa, not us. They are lumberjack lesbians, like the very best kind. We adore them so much. And same with the gays. And so we were all, the gays and I, the 4 of us guys were all walking to the temple together, like looking sickening, by the way. Sunglasses on, like we were like, mama. Okay, the temple's like, oh, that's what they like. Even Angel Moroni would like wink. Turn his little trumpet out, was like, slay papa, and then put his
Mambo number 5.
And so then, anyways, Dario, Stephen's brother-in-law, who his brother married, is from Spain and not very familiar with some of the customs and culture. And so he's like, oh, so we can't go inside. And I said, well, actually, let's see who can get inside the furthest. Oh. Like, who can get deepest inside the temple, which is like obviously not like the best thing to do. So we did. And Dario got in, like our friend Lori took Dario into like the waiting room, the little, which is open to the public. Yeah. And so she was like, yep, Dario got all the way up to the recommend counter. And I was like, I could do further. And she was like, then the recommend counter? And I was like, yeah. So I said, you have to come with me though, Lori, so I have a witness. And Steven and Dario and Brando are like, don't do it. Like, cause they know I don't back down. Yeah. So we get in there, and I jokingly said, I was like, I still pay tithing, so like I own one of these chairs. Like I should just take a chair. So I go to pick it up, and Lori's like, I don't, and then there was like flowers there, and I said, I bought that flower, so I'll take a flower out. She was like, no, it's a temple flower. I was like, okay. So then we get to the recommend desk, and I was like, this is as far as he got, and she was like, yeah. And so the guy standing there, old guy in white, like so kind, like temple workers are so kind. And he's just looking at me and then kind of has like a little bit of a face. So I just take 2 steps past the desk, touch the table, and then start walking back. And Lori was like, oh, he was not happy. He was not a happy temple worker for you. And I was like, okay, but did I win? She's like, yeah, you got the furthest. So I came out and I was like, I won. I got the furthest. And then Heavenly Father honestly, was like, please don't ever do that again. We literally
are having old people run it. I think you could have gotten further.
I could have gotten way further, but...
Without being blasphemous?
Well, I think I was pretty much blasphemous.
You're like, I did try and take a chair.
Yeah, so and some flowers.
Don't take it easy on me.
Anyway, those are some of my good stories. Okay, but, the other one that I watched Merry Gentlemen today, this morning. Okay. Driving here. This morning I was getting ready and driving here. Chad Michael Murray wanted everyone to know still...
Is this like Magic Mike Christmas?
Honey, when they say Magic Mike Christmas but bad...
Yes.
It's that for sure.
But it has Chad Michael Murray in it.
When I tell you I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
But I tell you I felt badly about it? Because here's like the concept. Unbelievably hot
Yeah, Chad Michael Murray is
Like,
a fox.
No body fat.
Yeah.
Just muscle, ripple, including an old man who they get who does the whole
I'm
bit
interested.
with them. What
Checked
it was,
in.
and I think her name is Britt Robertson or Robertson is the lead. She's horrible, like painful.
No, it's so bad.
It's so bad that I did watch it. Like,
Okay,
it's
but
so.
is it bad? Like, you should watch it because it's so bad that it like.
Or
is it bad
it's
in
like
that
watch
you
it
guys,
because it's the #1 show on Netflix, and I think everyone's going to be talking about it. There's a lot. I think there's going to be like, I think it could be in the zeitgeist for the holiday season more than like. I mean, I liked Hot Frosty better for a movie like Lacey Chabert, Ted from Schitt's
I have to
Creek.
sneeze too now, but it's fine. We'll go.
Like that was a better set, but this is not as.
This is trashy Christmas.
Way trashy Christmas. This is like. Oh my gosh!
Does
Speaking
Chad
of,
Michael Murray take his shirt off?
Honey, it's Magic Mike. I don't think he put it on.
Locked in.
I don't think he wore a full shirt.
No, I'm watching that over
there was
Thanksgiving
just
with my
chest out.
nieces.
Yeah, 100.
Wait,
and
can I watch it with my nieces? Do we think?
yeah, for sure.
I mean, they're at least.
I went back to Hot Frosty, which I was like, I'm confident Charlotte will be watching.
Yeah.
Hey, babes. Charlotte, your code word, or Charlotte and Oliver, although I think it's mostly Charlotte at this point. Your code word is what was that movie with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt where he's the I
don't remember.
Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Fall Guy. No.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fall Guy.
And Charlotte watching Fall Guy having her sexual awakening, I swear, to Ryan Gosling. She's like, whoa. Is that? I know she'll watch Hot Frosty and be like, whoa, because Ted is hot.
That's the one.
I would probably not. I'd probably say not the Chidlins because it is.
Okay, what about like 13? Like, could I watch it with Morgan?
I mean, I don't want to like speak to Morgan. Like, you should probably ask Morgan's parents how she feels about watching Christmas Magic Mike.
Care of.
Like Christmas Magic Mike. If you
Jessica,
sell it that way.
Morgan and I will be watching.
Speaking of being a bad aunt or uncle, I gave Kenai, who's like a 2 or 3 year old kid. Megan had done suckers. We did them as like favors. And so like this would have sucked without you. So I had a bunch of them at the temple, and so I was like, Kenai, do you want one? And all of Steven's siblings was like, don't give it to him. No, we have to ask mom. And I was like, why? She's in the temple. So I just pulled out and gave it to him.
Yeah.
I created a monster because then as soon as mom was coming back, I put it in the wrapper, put it in the thing. And I was like, okay, this little kid just said sucker about 10,000 times. No, I want sucker. It's cha-cha sucker. I want sucker. Can I have sucker? Mom, sucker, please, sucker. She's like, no, we can go home and have a banana. No, I want a sucker. And then they just kept looking at me. I felt really, really bad. So sorry, Sean and Kai, if you're listening. I'm sorry for what I did, but he. Very, very, very good.
Yeah.
To watch with probably slightly older, I would say.
Okay.
My instinct
14.
is. I don't know. If they're turning 14, maybe. I don't know. Okay, but in honor of Thanksgiving, we are very excited because last year for Thanksgiving, you guys may remember Van Leeuwen ice cream. Which, did you see that Van Leeuwen ice cream came out with a Salt Lake City, Real Houses of Salt Lake City flavor or something, or Housewives flavor or something? They did all this press for it. Anyways, we did our Van Leeuwen taste test last Thanksgiving. This year, we're doing the Final Boss Sour VIP pack, and it's 9 different packs of not sponsored. It should be. So there's 27 little mini packs like this, and they have strawberry, blueberry, cranberry, level 1, level 2, level 3. We're gonna do all 3, but we're gonna pick the same flavor so we don't waste.
Yeah, I'm gonna do strawberry.
Strawberry. Okay. So here's level 1.
What is it? Is it like
I don't know. I don't.
Is it just
Actually,
like a
you
dust?
have that one. I'm gonna have this one. No, it's like you're gonna have to take that.
I'm scared.
Wait, I kind of want one too. I think we'll just share that bag.
Yeah, no, we do
Okay.
not need our own full bag.
You gotta get one, put it in your hand.
They
I hope
kind
it
of
doesn't
look like
burn our hands.
tongues.
This is just level 1, by the way. We're going up to level 3.
They look like actual strawberries
No, I
that
think
are
they
like
are.
dried.
I think it's actual strawberry. I think it says on the thing real fruit.
Oh, okay.
Ready? 1, 2, yeah. Oh.
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 Oh. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh my
How do they get more sour?
Oh, I am hurting.
I'm hurting. My face hurts. Oh my gosh, this is going to come out of our buttholes. Where will you be in 3 hours?
How was that level 1?
Oh, why am I sucking my fingers? We're doing the same dang thing. We're like idiots. Like, why is it so sour?
That is toxic
Okay,
waste.
but shockingly,
Pretty good,
kind
honestly.
of yummy. Okay, wait, should we switch into a blueberry and then we'll do our final one? Will be the cranberry. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
No, I don't even like cranberry. Do cranberry second.
Okay,
Because I don't even like cranberries.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
sour cranberry
Oh
Ooh.
goodness.
level 2.
I'm terrified.
I'm doing a little grouping like that.
Okay.
So that's what you have to do.
I'm scared.
No, I actually think these are going to be okay. I don't think these are going to be bad. The strawberries felt more juicy. That felt more soury. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. Oh. What happened? I can't. Oh my, every. I'm not kidding.
Ow, like it hurts.
Oh. Oh.
That
Oh. I am sweaty. Oh. You guys can get that box on TikTok and bring it to Thanksgiving. Okay, are you ready for the final? There's one more that's more sour. That was violent.
Oh, okay. I'm genuinely terrified.
I don't know. This is a bad idea. My body is rejecting these
I'm
choices.
so sorry if I have to get up and leave.
All right, here is.
Oh my gosh, my glands. They're still hurting.
It doesn't even smell sour. That's what's so.
Stinging.
I wonder if this is like, because it's all natural, I wonder if this is like a remedy for like if you get COVID or cancer. Like if you had that, it's underneath my tongue, like the back of my tongue throat part.
Okay, just give it to me.
Okay.
I can't.
I'm going to do 2.
You're gonna do 2?
Well, they're little.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Just do 2 little guys like that.
Gosh, I'm so scared.
I don't know how they get worse. I don't know how the strawberry couldn't be worse.
Level 3. Oh my gosh. I'm so scared.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Should we hold each other's hand? I can't. I'll
No,
break it.
no,
I'll rip
you-
it off. Did you see me? I full blown monkey positioned
No, it
in the
doesn't
chair.
smell
If you
sour.
guys,
I'm so
you guys
scared.
have to watch this. I don't know where we're on time.
I don't know.
But you guys click through and watch this in real time.
I'm
Actually, I'm nervous. I
genuinely
have to take
giving
my
myself
shoes off.
nervous.
I did not think the cranberries were going to be that hard.
I told you they
Should we
were.
just do this?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh. Delicious. Oh. Okay, here's the thing. I would like to talk to the president of Sour Boss. And I'd like to pay for some therapy. Because however you decided to do that.
No, that one was. I'm genuinely like out of breath.
We are having to breathe through this, you guys. Like this, I know it's like probably terrible
When you,
podcasting.
start
Like I'm confidently.
choking on it,
My body immediately rejected it. My throat was like, do not, and you shall not pass, Gandalf. And That was right down. I do kind of want to try that strawberry one again though, because it was kind of yummy. The
You know, the
sour
strawberry
level
I'm
one,
like,
the sour ones, the strawberry ones were okay. For sure tart, but not like I need to rewatch that because I physically you collapsed and I levitated in the chair. Like it literally when they say like it shoots you up.
no, that was so unpleasant, that last one.
And I just want to give a shout out to Ava, my niece, who was like, hey, she really encouraged, like,
Yeah.
hey, you have to do another taste test. That was my favorite
Like, my
part of last
vision is
season.
blurred.
When you have to open your eyes. Like you're like, I don't know what's wrong
No,
with
it's like
my vision.
my eyes are burning.
That was a lot. So you guys are welcome for
Oh my
that little
gosh.
nightmare. Should we do some stories? Should we give some advice to people in the news, and then we'll end talking about Wicked and we'll feel better? That's a happy thought. We need to try to remember all of our happy thoughts because those sour things were brutal.
It was wild. Okay.
And I'll be sure to post, we'll post a link if you guys want to get the sour boss thing. You may not get it in time for Thanksgiving because of timing, but for sure bring it to your holiday party or a white elephant gift. That'd be a fun little thing. Okay. A couple of people in the news were really, really sad, but whenever someone gets diagnosed with cancer, it's super tragic. But when I get to see stories like this, it's nice. Today's show reports that John Stamos shows solidarity after Dave Collier's cancer diagnosis with bald camp, but not all fans are pleased. So as you know, this is the cast of Full House. Yeah. One of the is John Stamos' co-star Dave Collier. I don't know who he played.
I think it is.
I don't know who they what their characters' names were because I don't remember them. But he
Uncle
gets diagnosed
Danny
with like
no, not Danny.
No, Jesse.
Jesse
and
I don't remember his name. We looked this up recently though because of Alanis Morissette.
Now, so he did unfortunately Dave's been diagnosed with a very aggressive form of cancer. Yeah. I read the article. He was in People because I have a subscription to that, and I read being like how aggressive it is, and he's feeling sad. But so John Stamos does an Instagram picture with him. Dave has, obviously, because he's going through chemo and radiation, he has lost his hair. John Stamos does a picture of himself, but he uses a bald cap in Photoshop, and then he captions it saying, "Nothing like throwing on a bald cap and flexing some Photoshop skills to show some love and solidarity with my bro, D. Collier." How do you say his last name?
Coulier, I think.
You're handling this with so much strength and positivity. It's inspiring. I know you're going to get through this, and I'm proud to stand with you every step of the way, unless it means I have to cut my hair. He doesn't say that, but I think that is why people are upset.
No, here's the thing to me. Dave Coulier is a comedian, and I think this is really dark humor, but I think that was the intention.
To be funny?
Yes. I think that John Stamos showed up with a bald cap on to make him laugh. Mm-hmm. And then they took a photo, and honestly, the caption should have just been funny.
Yeah.
And then been like, "Love you, I'm here."
That is the misstep. Yeah, because I think if people are thinking like, "Hey, I did it, but I'm not going to actually do it." So because there were a bunch of comments on.
If he literally wrote in his Instagram, "I'd do anything for you except for shave my hair."
Yeah.
That is funny. That is like a funny bit. Now, to be fair.
Now, sorry, you go ahead. Finish your thought.
You're right. I have never experienced losing my hair to cancer.
Right.
It is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people for good reason. To me, this was like a friend-to-friend bit, trying to make them laugh, using dark humor. I think we all need to touch grass.
Yeah, so here's my thought. The only person who deserves to be offended by this is Dave. Yep. And Dave was not. In fact, he took to Instagram a couple hours later saying, "I'm sorry to see such negative comments, a bunch of negative comments as I've just begun my cancer journey. It's our friendship, me and John, and this is how we are handling a very tough time. I'm a comedian, and humor is what drives me. John knows how to cheer me up, and I laughed out loud when he arrived wearing a bald cap, being a true friend and brother.
He went on to highlight, quote, so many people were inspired by his story to check in with their doctors for their own health concerns. Quote, I'm choosing to spread the word about early cancer detection, tell people that's just who I am. He concluded with, I wish nothing but love for all of you.
Yep.
So I feel like, you know, if John Stamos were to be like, I stand with you on National Cancer Day in a bald cap, being like, I'd be like, okay, performative, it's not whatever. Which some people are saying that. But if it's his actual friend, dude, let people be friends how they want to be friends.
My advice is stop being offended for other people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the only person who gets to be upset about this is Dave. And Dave clearly wasn't upset. So being upset, more upset than the person who you think should be he offended, is insane.
Yeah, unless they tell you they're upset about it, I don't think we should make assumptions about how they would feel about it.
No, and I think there's something different of him posting solidarity with his friend of decades.
Yeah.
And however he's showing up for him, at least he's showing up. You know, like, where's Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen in a bald cap? You know what I mean? Come on.
Genuinely.
Where's what's her
They'd
face?
never get rid of those witch rumors if they showed up in a bald cap. Like, literally.
So I just think people need to let other people show up for them how they best show up for them, and quit being so GD critical.
Yeah, agreed.
Speaking of, are you current on Housewives?
Yes.
Because it's my GD credit card. Is a read that will.
Yeah.
She solidified
Did you
herself.
see that Angie was correct about the plates? About Abraham Lincoln's plates?
No.
So they weren't Versace plates, but they had the green.
Oh, I
key
did
on
see
them.
that. Yeah.
I'm like,
A pink key. A key, pink green key.
yeah,
And,
like
sorry, pink
the
Greek key. Yeah. Okay. Other people that I kind of love is we've always loved Jason Kelce. He is kind of like our older brother, and we've actually talked about him this season a couple of times because we talked about like his next gig. We've talked about him defending Travis. We talked about his with the cell phone, whatever. But we've got even more news. He's really in the news more than he was when he was playing. Like,
well,
that's
when your
some
brother's
people are not-
dating Taylor Swift.
That's true. My favorite is, so they're pregnant.
Yes.
They're expecting their fourth kiddo.
Did you see the video she posted about it?
Yes. So you tell us about the video.
So
it's
like
so
a couple of months ago, a fan was saying that she was pregnant.
As opining on someone else's pregnancy is the surest way to have that person have every right to clap back at you however they choose.
And I do think at the time she was not pregnant, or
Right.
at least didn't know that she was pregnant. So she posted a video on TikTok being like, you're saying I'm pregnant. I'm not. I'm
Right.
not pregnant. And then it's like record scratch.
Yeah.
Cuts to her 3 girls in like big sister sweaters. The photo she posted is so funny. Like,
This is the photo. I'm obsessed with the one in the middle
it's just like,
who no longer
not
gets
anymore.
to be the baby. She's like, no. And so what advice do you have for the Kelceys and or people with pregnancy announcements? Because I have a
Honestly, I loved this pregnancy announcement.
yes.
I love a funny pregnancy announcement, especially if it's like surprise.
Yeah.
If it's your first, I'm way more into like a beautiful like photo with the sonogram. That's the right word, right?
Yeah.
Sonogram. With the sonogram, I'm into that. But when we're on your like last kid,
Yeah,
I
think
love
when
a
you're,
funny
and I think that
announcement.
goes to show like first kid so special, second kid, good, a little bit overwhelmed. Third kid, it's like, are we still doing this? And then the fourth kid's like, oh my gosh,
Whoopsie.
Like that's how I feel like this goes. My advice is to them, to anybody who's announcing pregnancy, things be real. Like the real part of like the kids crying, them like trying to corral them to do the announcement. That's the kind of stuff that I love to see.
My actual favorite announcement though, the
Beyonce.
videos. Oh, Beyonce with the
flowers. Yeah.
I knew exactly what you're talking about. My favorite announcement is the one where you post videos of telling every single person.
Yes, a la
Claire.
Claudia Oshry.
I literally could watch those on repeat.
Same.
Like seeing somebody break down in happiness for you is one of the like most special things of life. So post those. I want to see those. Even if they're ugly crying, like I don't care. Post them. They're
Agreed.
like the happiest things
Agreed.
ever.
I love that we're going to get a whole bunch of those this holiday season, because a lot of people will do like unwrapping a present and it'll say like grandma, or it'll be whatever
Yeah,
else.
tell
and
my
they'll be like,
TikTok
"What is
algorithm.
it?"
I want to see that.
I need a For You page. Please show me pregnancy announcement.
Christmas,
pregnancy
opening
announcement. I'm
Christmas
just telling me,
present.
opening Christmas present, pregnancy announcement. I just want my phone and everything to pick up on what we're
They're so
putting down.
happy. Okay.
They are so happy. They're just under service military coming home.
Oh,
Video.
you know what's
Surprise
my top one?
visits. What?
Oh, it's service military surprise
Yeah.
visits.
Yep.
Colored glasses for people who are colorblind.
Hearing aids for people who cochlear
ocular,
implants,
cochlear
anything
implants,
for
yep.
people who can't hear.
Ocular.
Not ocular.
That's Oculus
eyes.
is the VR. So
Oh yeah, Oculus. People that are just like, whoa, and they took it off like, whoa,
then
that's
they
so
can
nuts.
hear it too.
Not the same. Yeah. I'm thinking cochlear implants.
Cochlear implant. Yeah.
Those videos, I agree.
The
Those
babies-
ones are the second.
the babies when they
hear
get
the
cochlear
moms,
implants and they
when they hear mom's voice
or
for the
babies
first
with
time.
glasses and they can finally see
Or they
their
can
mom's
finally see
face.
something, and then they just smile, or they
I
cry.
could start to cry right now.
The other thing that I also love is it's really only that one video of that. I don't know if it's Brazilian culture or something, where at a birthday you give this slice of cake to your favorite person in the room.
Yes,
And when the little boy gets
gives
it,
it
and
to
he
his
just
little
starts,
brother.
and he gives it to his brother, and the brother starts crying and shaking and giving me a hug. I love that. And then
The
it's
last
pregnancy
year-
announcements.
The last year or last month, the ofrendas with people do, Coco.
Yeah.
They do ones for animals.
Oh,
And dogs would be sitting in front of the ofrendas, like whimpering. I'm like,
like,
just
okay,
stab me in the
goodbye.
heart. Why don't you?
Yeah, just may as well go back to Wicked and sob, which we're so close to getting to that recap. So we have to finish this story, which is actually a pretty great one. Except I think it's a missed opportunity. I think I love the concept, Delta. I don't love the partnership. So Delta has just announced a partnership that on select flights, individuals sitting beginning on December 1st, select flights, individuals sitting in first class have the option of ordering Shake Shack for the in-flight meal. Now, obviously, I love the concept of
Being able to order a meal for your
like
first
a
class,
Chick-fil-A or being able to order something and not just getting stuck with whatever. But I don't love it being Shake Shack, because Shake Shack has a smell to it.
No,
A very
this is
potent. This is like
literally
this
what I
is
was gonna
someone
say.
reheating tuna on a plane,
No.
or like pulling out couscous.
Burgers smell so distinctly.
Yes, particularly Shake Shack, because
Yes.
it's that weird kind of potato bun that's like super soggy. Shake Shack, I never do on a DoorDash because it
No.
never keeps.
No, you have to go
Most
into
burgers
Shake
don't.
Shack.
You have to go in and get it like fresh. I just
The
don't know how they're
only
gonna do it
burger that
fresh.
keeps in DoorDash is a Le Squish from Cubbies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. Theirs is so good. That's because they like toast the top, toast the inside. Anyway. No, I hate this partnership.
Yes, agreed.
I think flights are gonna be smelly. Also, you have to like pre-order it before you get on the flight. And I'm just like, this seems like a whole lot of nonsense. Now, is there alternatives that I would accept? Not at this time, no, because I don't want your food on my flight. Eat it before we get on.
Right.
Like, why do you need a Shake Shack burger on this flight?
Yeah.
It does not make sense to me.
Also, there's no way, if you're in first class, one of the things when I have the opportunity of flying first class that I like about the meal is that it feels elevated.
Yeah.
I don't want it to feel like if I'm sitting in Comfort Plus or Coach, Lucy Barlow, if I'm flying in Coach and I'm bringing like a meal on, I'm down to bring like whatever stinky to go barbecue or burrito or whatever I end up getting from the airport. I'm down. But if you're in first class, I want there to be like a tray. I want there to be a cloche. I want there to be like china or like some porcelain type plating. You're not going to feel like elevated Shake Shack. Well, no thanks.
No, it's
But I
really
love
for
the
me the smell.
concept, but it's the smell and it's the kind of the limp fries, like the Kringle cut fries. They're not going to be able to be crisp. They don't have a deep fryer on the airplane, so it's
No.
you know that it's going to be soggy fries.
Yeah.
I guess the
And
shakes
I'm like,
would be
and
nice.
at what point?
The shakes are, if you could get an actual shake, if they're like, hey, we're going to do that gingerbread shake is sickening.
Haven't had it yet.
Oh, it's so good. Or like the eggnog shake, or they
I
did
do
the
need to take
mudslide.
this time to let everybody know the peppermint milkshakes are back at Chick-fil-A.
Okay, I still never gone. The only other time I went to Chick-fil-A was with you, or one time driving back from St. George, and I called you to be like, I just got Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
By myself in the wild. I
You
still
need the
forgot. I
breakfast.
need to go more.
You need to start with the breakfast.
Okay. All right. We now have to talk Wicked. So if you are listening and you are not wanting a spoiler alert, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. Have a very, very Merry Thanksgiving or a Happy Thanksgiving. I do have this advice. I pulled this out. This was from I think this was New York Times or Washington Post or one of those publications that just were putting out stuff. And it said, it was like a national etiquette expert and the owner of the Protocol School of Texas, Diane Gottsman, did a whole article about how to handle like complicated, particularly with
Dynamics.
the political culture right now or with some of the other stuff that's happening. So she was asked the question, what advice do you have for, I'm worried about certain family members causing drama. Is it okay to make certain topics off limits?
Yeah.
And this is what she said, which I think is actually very good advice for Thanksgiving. If they've done it in the past, it's absolutely appropriate to set some gentle but firm guidelines to ensure that everyone has a pleasant and stress-free holiday. Make your expectations clear by sending, quote, I can't wait to see you next week. I'm asking that everyone keeps the conversations light, bright, and merry, so please be respectful of each other and steer clear of any topics that could create or could make any fellow guests uncomfortable. So then she says, it's important to ask your guests privately to keep the tone upbeat. Also, ask your family and friends to help you with a particular culprit by changing the subject. And you should be prepared to gently lean over and ask them to talk about something else. If you're sitting next to Uncle Tony, don't embarrass him, but make it clear that the questions are offensive to fellow guests.
Yeah.
Also, just watch the Adele Hello Thanksgiving skit as a good example. There's certain things that everyone agrees on. Adele is one of them.
Yes.
So just lean on Adele.
Just start talking about Adele.
Yeah. How sad we are that she's leaving her residency, that it's almost done. So good luck out there for Thanksgiving. And now, one short day on the Good Bad Podcast. First off,
we're getting into Wicked.
We're getting into Wicked.
Spoilers,
Here's happening. Spoiler. We love you if you're not interested in spoilers.
We are going
What's
to talk
up,
about
queens?
everything.
What's up, witches?
We are going to spoil something.
What's
so
up,
if
my
you have
munchkins?
not-
Okay, here we go.
Goodbye.
We're in. I can't tell you. So we went.
Guys.
We got early screening tickets. You, me, Traven,
Yes.
Steven went. Like I showed up with pizza, popcorn.
Yeah, Chase walks in with a Pizzeria Limone pizza box.
Yeah. My coat,
Nobody
a blanket,
stops you.
like
I'm
no,
like,
no
I
one
love
stopped
it.
me. Everyone, I was just like, I do not care. I barreled right on through.
Yeah. Mind you, Chase was also in the complete throes of setting up for the wedding the next day.
Yes.
So
I was
fatigued.
like, I needed just tunnel vision. I was like,
Yeah.
these are 2 hours and 40 minutes that I need to like heal my soul.
Yes.
Boy, was it healed. When I tell you, I actually think it's for sure in the top 3 movies I've ever seen in my whole life. I just don't know if I'm prepared to say it's my number 1 movie of all time. I'm very close. I went again last night. We went with Whitney and Brittany, and then ran into Troy and Cassie as well. So then we hung out with them after we were talking about the movie. We have 2 like little news stories about it because fans are being told to not sing in the theater,
Yeah,
and thankfully
and
nobody sang in our theater. And
I actually said to somebody, it felt sacred.
yeah, it felt very sacred, and there was like appropriate.
Like I felt the spirit.
So yeah, no, I'd like to bring my testimony about the
literally.
Emerald City. Okay, so a couple of people were clapping, and I think that that's okay if you're gonna clap to have it be like fun, not
Quick.
like yeah, baby. Like,
Yeah, don't cheer.
until the very end
Yeah.
when the entire theater for us erupted into applause. Same with last night, erupted into applause.
And
at the
honestly,
end.
I usually hate clapping after movies. It makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I couldn't help but clap.
I did give it a standing ovation.
Yeah.
I stood up and
Fully.
ran to Chase and Steven's chair.
Yes, it was so we're being told not to sing, which is great.
Yes.
But I did just check. A bunch of theaters will be releasing on Christmas Day, moving forward, sing-along versions to Wicked.
And I will be going.
And we will be going for sure. And we will take video of that because I'm sure we'll be allowed. And we will post that because that will be a very fun. And we're really excited for all the good baddies who are coming on Tuesday. I do want to make sure that everyone remembers. I've tried to text everybody. It's at Thanksgiving Point at 6:30.
Yes.
So we will see you
so
there.
sad
We've
I'm
got some
missing that.
treats for everybody, but we're really, really excited to see so many people there. And okay, let's get into our review.
Literally, from the moment it started.
Yes, without seeing anything, just the hat.
Just the
end.
hat.
The
moment
fact that
it
it's starting
started, I
after
started
she's
weeping.
quote unquote dead, and it's just
Yes.
you know, and you hear the
Unlimited,
musical
you just
come
hear.
in, the weaving of little notes of popular, little notes of whatever else. Insane.
Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead
It
plays over.
in there.
Like,
then it pans and you see the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion. You see Dorothy, and then the little kids are going. There's that little musical. It was okay. I'm not sure who will get the Oscar. Both better be nominated.
so I
think it'll be
Ariana
Glinda. Yeah,
will
I
get
think,
the Oscar for the first movie.
yeah, I think so too.
Cynthia will get the Oscar for the second movie
That's the second movie's more geared toward her.
Yes.
And her, like, she's gonna have a lot more of that sort of visceral reaction to Fiyero.
Okay. I have seen the play. You have seen the play, what, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah, multiple times on Broadway and a couple of times Salt Lake.
The way that this movie added nuance that
And
I had
depth
never
and layer, yes.
picked up on before.
Because
Never picked up on, like, in The Wizard and I, where she's like, I've had a vision that there will be
It's
a
like
day
a
of
prophecy.
celebration just for me.
Yeah.
And, like, the way that it even showed what that was, and it was like, oh, it's because
It's all be to it me.
like, I just
And I love that she's so hopeful. And she's like, and though the vision's hazy, because she's so happy and she has no idea what's coming to her. Phenomenal.
and not just that, like,
Well, hang on before I
Cynthia-
forget.
Yes, go.
It's important to note that the movie is an adaptation of both the musical, the stage production of the musical,
And
and
the
the book.
Yes.
And so it's clear that there's so much more stuff in the book that maybe we didn't get,
Like,
that we for sure now get because they were able to bring to life that they just couldn't do on stage.
Yeah.
And so I've never read the book.
I haven't either.
really want to
Yeah,
now
me
because
too.
I think I understand first off the whole Dr. Dilliman part of it. I never understood that in the play.
So I
the
did
musical.
understand it, but, like, it was so much more upsetting when it was a real animal. like-
Agreed.
It was so much more upsetting to see them pull an animal out of the room
Yes.
versus, like, this actor who's in, like, a full
like
porn thing, like-
Real Houses of Beverly Hills, the party from last week.
Exactly.
Like that's a hard.
But there's like
Um,
so much nuance in, like, the way that Cynthia Erivo sings Alphaba in the first 90% of the movie to when she hits Defying Gravity. The way that she sings changes.
Oh,
She is
agreed.
a technical, like, her singing is very much like this. Even in The Wizard and I,
Yeah.
it's emotionally here versus, like, in Defying Gravity, it changes to her whole body. Like, and here's the other, this is the other scene. In the Dancing for Life scene where they dance together,
Yes.
that scene totally new for me. Like, when I saw that scene, I was just like, oh, this is where Glinda finally, like, accepts her. And I was like, oh, no, this is a full dialogue within the scene of Alphaba being like, I did something nice for you and you've just betrayed me.
I did something nice for you thinking you did something nice for someone that matters to me. And Ariana knowing that she didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
She didn't deserve the kindness. And not only because it wasn't for what she didn't do, but
Yes.
also because she's just been so categorically mean to her.
Uh-huh.
Agreed.
And then stepping out to dance as, like, a way to ask for forgiveness.
Yep.
And Alphaba being like, okay, let's start from the beginning.
Mhm.
And so she has her follow her. Like, I was just weeping.
Oh, the part that got me though the most is that was really great. I thought popular. First off, Ariana Grande can sing. sing.
I take back everything I said about her not deserving, or like even in the
Oh,
slide.
I
knew
take
that she
back
was.
everything that we said about them like being obsessed with each other in interviews.
I
The
would be too.
chemistry between the two of them, the sacred space. Someone said that it was not Ariana Grande doing it. It was Ariana Grande as the kid who always wanted to do this. This was her living her dream.
Literally.
And Cynthia Erivo getting to live her dream, and both people being like, we're in this dream together.
Yeah.
Together. No, 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 no. It was so good, but when Cynthia Erivo performs "I'm Not That Girl," and I never gathered, and the nuance. First off, the nuance about skin color,
Yep.
about not being accepted, about not being beautiful, about not whatever. That is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff about being othered and the animals, and then when she goes to the wizard and he says, "So is that your heart's desire?" and she's like, "No, my heart wants to help other people." Like, I've always loved the concept of Wicked because it really does show, hang on, just changing the lens a little bit changes everything.
Well, and I was like watching that part also when people like started accepting Alphaba because Glinda had, opened them up to her. I was like, this is a movie I want my child to see. Like, your kindness matters and affects other people. When you like open up spaces for people who look different from you, it just.
Well, and I just love that. I love, first off, okay, the other thing we need to say is John Manchu needs to direct the biography of my life because he knows how to tell a story. I loved when you watch it, for those of you that haven't seen it yet or are going to go back and see it, watch the pink and the green throughout the entire movie. He puts florals. He has the lily pads with the lilies, pink flowers, the green lily pads.
The attention.
He has the wallpaper
detail.
begins to become more pink and green. The concept of like pink goes good with green is so beautiful because you would never think they actually do go together. Just like Alphaba and Glinda. I do kind of love a little bit of their like sexual chemistry. Like they have a little bit of that tinge where I was like, are they gonna like kiss or something?
I did not get that at all. But
I
I'm
was
happy
just
for
like,
you.
there's a lot. There's quite a few people in the queer community that are
Okay,
feeling
I'm
similarly.
happy for you. I love that.
In fact,
I'll
I think
watch it this time and
E-News-
see if I.
I think E News posted a
Are
thing
they
of
gonna
saying.
kiss?
No, E News said, I just saw it on their Instagram, which is where I felt safe saying it, but now I'm feeling sheepish.
No, don't. I didn't read that, but I also was just like letting it wash over me. Maybe today I'll see a little bit of that.
Dang, because maybe because then it was, it's, what's the one where they say celebrities, but it's like other people commenting? Is it overheard? Or no, comments. Comments by celebrity.
Yeah, comments by celebs.
Because I think I just saw, yes. So, E News, they posted Glinda might be a little in the closet, and then Kristen Chenoweth commented, I thought so too way back when. So that's just kind of like, oh yeah, there's a little bit of like, okay, first off, also Christopher Scott as the choreographer.
Oh,
phenomenal. I'm almost sure he's the guy holding the cake who's dancing, because I know who Christopher Scott is and I've seen him. It's hard to tell with the makeup, but I was pretty sure it was his cameo.
The choreography though just like added, didn't distract.
No, but it was like
subtle.
Perfect and new.
Yes,
because it was so different, so whimsical. It felt very Wade Robson, Bob Fosse, but modern and a little bit of like comfort in a way. Like it was sensational. The costumes, let's not spoil anything else about any of the other cameos, although you should know that the original writer of the music, I think Stephen Schwartz, is the guy who says the wizard will see you now. That's him.
Yeah,
which is a really fun cameo. Bog, it was hard for me because I think I do feel badly. Bog, Ethan Slater, Bach.
Yeah.
It was hard because we know the history, so I didn't want to like him, but his voice was beautiful. He was excellent as the role.
He is excellent.
Nessa
his
was
acting
really good.
is pretty good. And
that's the thing,
we'll see more of him, but
it's hard to hate really good.
It's also
Jonathan
hard
Bailey
because they really suppressed him in the media. Like they're like, sorry, we can't have you associated.
Which
like,
makes sense because if you're smart and you know you have the dynamic power of Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, you let them be the leads. Jeff Goldblum was great.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Yao.
Yo. Both.
She's excellent as a villain when she goes clap clap and she goes that wicked witch. I was just like, it's so smart how we decide people are good or bad, and then just go
framing.
with it, and that everyone else is basically munchkins. And what we were saying that we started talking about this when we were setting up, and then we were like, hang on, we have to save this. The commentary from true musical theater like icons, scholars, whatever else, has really aided in me appreciating the layers of the performance, and so I'm so grateful for them. Like for example, you need to watch a couple of them that are like, hey, here's the interplay between Wicked and Wizard of Oz. Fiyero becomes the Scarecrow, you know, that Bach becomes the Tin Man, and the little lion that she rescues becomes the Cowardly Lion.
No,
and
when
here's
we
the
were
Red
driving
Shoes.
home, Traven was like, well, that's why the lion was so cowardly. And I was like, because he's never seen the play. And
Oh,
I was
right.
like,
You're like,
right.
But someone had pointed out that when at the very beginning, when Ariana Grande, who keep in mind, you guys, they sing live. That's live, like
live
while doing their own stunts, like insane. But Ariana Grande singing "No Good Deed Goes Unpunished" and about "No One Mourns the Wicked," and you think everyone else thinks that she's singing about Elphaba, but this musical theater person pointed out that she's really singing about herself. That she knows that she will be alone now because she knows the truth, and we don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate what she's really singing until the end, but then you have to go back and rewatch it to know because of
From
the
that
timeline
first
jumping.
scene, I was like, this is Ariana's best.
Yeah.
When she's in the middle of singing and like being thoughtful, and someone shouts, "No one mourns the wicked," and the way her face falls,
kind of like jolts.
just so subtly.
Yeah.
Not like to fall to sadness, but just like it
monitoring.
took her breath away.
Yeah, I think you can tell Elphaba and Glenda, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, you can tell that they loved playing their characters.
Well, somebody is yelling like "No one mourns the wicked," while she's literally mourning her friend.
Right.
Is like,
and then she realized what she's done.
I could cry right now.
Then she realizes what she's done, which is so like, what she realizes that she also has to treat her like she's dead, because Ariana Grande, if you remember, Glenda does think she's dead. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Until the because the trap door, it'll be interesting to see how, because the musical is very different. I need to see how, I'm going to read the book. Wait, do you want to read the book with me?
Yeah, we totally can.
Okay, we really should. I actually have to get on Audible though, so I can listen to it one more time. I can't speak enough about how I wanted just to stay in Oz. I just wanted to. After the movie ended, I was like, and so when we went to it again, I'm going again on Sunday. I'm going again on Tuesday.
Literally
I'll be
this
doing
afternoon,
it on
2 hours from now.
I'm so it's gorgeous.
I will say, like, I've talked to random people about it who are not interested in it, who haven't seen the play, which I'm like, how? Have not like absorbed any media about it. What I will say for somebody who has never seen the play and is not big into musicals, and that particular musical theater, I could see how it could come off corny to people. Yeah. Because it's very like satirical, it's very campy, it's very like wink.
It's kind of like the Grinch. Like the Grinch is very Whoville. It's of course it's in a totally different world.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's meant
to be.
But
it is extremely whimsical and beautiful.
Yeah.
When you look for the messaging. And so I would just say, even if you're like, I don't really like musical theater, blah, blah, blah. Like, just go to experience how beautiful the cinematography is.
Yeah.
Like, they built all of these sets. This is not CGI besides, like the animals, but whatever. Like, the sets are real.
Right.
And so you feel the magnitude of the place that they're in.
And it's real it's movie magic. It is the fact that it is it's the hair, the makeup, the acting, the singing. Someone was saying, I really loved what they were saying of like the sound engineers, because they sing live, they need to be recognized with awards. The cinematography needs to be recognized with awards. The production design, the fact that they created the Emerald City, the fact that they had Oz, that they had the Munchkin Land, like.
Also, the way that the music got louder throughout the film. Like, in the beginning, I was like, oh, I wish it was, like, punchier. And then by Defying Gravity, I was like,
Which
Like,
the
it was-
changes in Defying Gravity were beautiful.
Yeah, perfect.
And I know some people, that was the one thing that I saw a couple of comments were like, oh man, I wish they would have stayed true. And Steven did say, I wish that they wouldn't have lost the momentum of Defying Gravity because you're so used to it. But I think what the new recording, the soundtrack, not the musical soundtrack, but the movie soundtrack, what it will do is it will introduce that layer of that, like,
Nuance.
Alphaba didn't just, I think sometimes if you just let it be, so if you can't find me, look to the western sky. Like, it's a little too one note in a way, not musically, but just thematically, tonally. It's a little too like angsty. It's a little bit too like, "Arr." And what the movie did was by having it be unlimited.
No,
for her
she's
just
like,
to be like she knows what she's gonna be doing, and then she's like, okay. Like, it's that piece
is
of
not
knowing.
frantic.
That's
She
what I'm saying.
is
It's
not,
that.
like-
It's not like she's not like. "Arr."
like,
Like
it's
they
a
kind of
war
do the
cry,
thing.
but it's not like I'm stumbling into it.
Yes,
She is
that's what I'm
so
saying. It's
sure
so
of herself.
resolved. I'm like, this is right. And then because she's in that place, she can be so much more intentional. Still fearful. When you see the little
So excited
daughter,
to see
when you
it
see
again.
her younger self as
Yeah.
she's falling, and then she reaches for her, and then she grabs the broom. Gorgeous. When you see Ariana Grande look back multiple times as Madame whatever is trying to like move her away, it's that I will need to watch it.
A million more times.
Oh, it will be probably
I think
the
this is my new
most.
comfort movie.
Yeah, it'll probably be the one that I will watch
The most
I
in
will-
theaters.
Yeah, ever. Because you got to see it in the biggest freaking theater you can.
We should go see it in IMAX in a couple weeks.
We should, because we went to the one that we went to last night, huge theater again, but we sat dead middle. I got middle tickets because those were the first ones I bought. Perfect. I mean, to sit there and to just be fully surrounded in the music and the fans, and that's
No,
the
when
thing
I say
too.
let's go to the movies, this is what I mean.
Yeah, and if you're going, I just love the people that are going. Like, I kind of want to go on Thanksgiving because I just think it's going to be like bomb. But if we've got family and whatever else. But okay, anything else you need to say about the thing? I just
No,
saw the
perfect.
time,
No
so I
notes.
had to therapy. We love you guys. If you made it this far, why don't you go ahead and drop us a green heart or a pink heart, green or pink hearts in our episode title. And then like, follow, share our stuff, our stuff on social media at Good Bad Advice Podcast. Anything else, McQueen?
No, I love you. I love
Love
Wicked.
you back. Thank you guys. Happy Thanksgiving from Good Bad Advice to y'all's and your homes. We hope that you guys survive this holiday and find things to be thankful for. Bye.